Hello, I'm Gregor McIntyre of Faithfully Parish Church. Earlier in March, on International Women's Day, I drew attention to the important stories of women in the Bible. There was a range of them, of course, and during this period when as a church congregation we are drawn apart into our own homes, I thought there might be an opportunity just to tell you some of the stories of those women. We're going to tell today the story of Miriam. Miriam is the great figure Moses' sister, and comes into the story of the book of Exodus after the Pharaoh has given orders in his fear for the size of the Hebrew slave population. He has required the midwives delivering Hebrew boys to see that they are thrown into the River Nile to be killed. Exodus chapter 2. Now, a man from the tribe of Levi married a Levite woman, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. When she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket and coated it with tar and pitch. She placed the child in it and put it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe. Her attendants were walking along the riverbank. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent a female slave to get it. She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she said. Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" "Yes, go," she answered. So the child went and got the baby's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the woman took the baby and nursed him. When the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, "I drew him out of the water." There we see how Miriam is at a point in this story when everything hinges. The child is found. Safe for a moment, her interruption makes keeping the child a possibility. And so Moses is returned to his mother to be nursed and cared for, loved and raised, until she has to take him to the palace. Did you note that we might talk about the baby Moses in the basket, but that wasn't his name then? Pharaoh's daughter gives him the name Moses when, as a grown-up child, he is taken to the palace. But see Miriam, sent or going to watch and see what happens to her little baby brother in the reeds. She is able to respond. God gives her this role, gives her the ability, the courage and the insight to see when to speak, what to say, and how to make it possible for the man we know as Moses to grow up from that position of danger. Moses must have thanked Miriam how many times? Well, we don't know. The relationship they have is pivotal. That and his brother Aaron. They are used as leaders of the Hebrew people as they leave Egypt. But more of that at another time. See today that God can use his people to make good come out of bad situations. May God open your eyes to see where you can turn bad into good. Amen.